Kal, Halal, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shah, Bahasham, Rakakadash. Want to get double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who teach and rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, the scattered abroad. I want to just get into this quick article here today on CNN. The link will be in the description box. It says the Latino and Black Americans feel more hopeful and less angry about the state of country since the election, Pew survey finds. Okay, the Latino and the Black Americans, those are talking about the southern and northern kingdom of the true Hebrew Israelites of today. And I got the chart right here. This is the real chart right here. Just starting at the top with Southern Kingdom, with Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, which is your so-called Negroes, your so-called West Indians, your so-called Haitians. And then going on into the Northern Kingdom, which the head of the Northern Kingdom is Ephraim, and the head of the Southern Kingdom, which is Judah, which Judah is who our Lord Yahweh Shah sprung up out of. So the Southern Kingdom is over Northern Kingdom, okay? And so the head of the Northern Kingdom is Ephraim, right? Which is your so-called Puerto Ricans. With going on down the list, starting with Simeon right here, you got your so-called Dominicans, and then Zebulon. Those are your Guatemalans to Panamanians. And then I just told you about Ephraim. Then Manasseh is the so-called Cubans. And then you got Gad, which is so-called North American Indians. And then you got Reuben, which is so-called Seminoles. Then you got the tribe of Naphtali, which is the so-called Argentinians to Chileans. And then you got Asher, which is the so-called Colombians to Uruguayans. And then you got Issachar, which is just so-called Mexicans, right? And so reading on down, it says, some Black and Latino Americans are a breathing sigh of relief in the days since the election, okay, according to a new study. And it says, as the CVID cases spiked and racial reckoning exploded over the summer, more than half of Black and Latino adults felt angry about the state of the country. First of all, I wanted to go into this right here. We're not supposed to be voting for anybody outside of our brethren, which is listed in Deuteronomy chapter 17 and verse 15. And we can get that while I'm right here. Give me a few moments. Baba Kasha. Let's see. Okay. This is Deuteronomy chapter 17 verse 15. This says, thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy power shall choose. One from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee. And the stranger will be just like who you so-called Negroes and Latinos and Native Americans just voted for. Okay, which is another brother. Okay, right? It says, thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother. Okay, so you weren't supposed to do that. And it says here, it says, now a new report from the Pew Research Center shows that more people are feeling hopeful and less angry after the election. It says the number of Black adults who said they were angry dropped to 41% in the weeks after November 3rd from 72% in June. According to the survey, which was published earlier this week, Latinos experienced a similar trend. Last month, about 44% of Latino adults said they were angry about the nation's current state compared to 67% in June. Okay. And it says the survey included 11,818 respondents identified as white, Black, Latino, and Asian, and had a margin of error of 1.6%, according to the Pew Research Center. Among all the respondents, Black and Latinos saw greater increase in their optimism about the state of the country than other groups. Okay, and what I want to go into is about this. It's like, man, you ain't gonna feel good over here, even if you're not in the truth. Like, you need, like, being over here where we're at, this is our captivity. Okay, we are still in captivity. It might not be literal chains. Okay, you might not literally get a whip drove across your back, but we are definitely still in slavery. Our people getting killed by each almost every month, pretty much. Okay, we're definitely in captivity, and this is not our rest, just like it says in Micah. So let's flip to Micah. Okay, this is Micah chapter 2 and verse 10. It says, "Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction." This is not our rest, Israel. You're not going to feel good over here. It's not our rest. It's not our land. This is Babylon. You know? This is definitely not our rest. This is where we got sent to as captives. All right? Let's go to Deuteronomy right quick. Okay. It's lucky for the slowness on the flipping. Let's see. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 20. Yeah. Deuteronomy chapter 28. We can start at verse 47. It says, "Because thou servest not the Lord thy power with joyfulness and with gladness of heart, for the abundance of all things." Verse 48, it says, "Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger," okay, "and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things." Okay, you want anything, you got to go to E. You want to leave the country, you got to go to E. You want to buy a new house, you got to go E. You need a new license to do something, you got to go to E. Okay, we are in captivity. Point blank, period. Whether you like it or not. But you know what? We went off against the Most High, and so shall we be in captivity. Rightfully so. Okay, and it says, "And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee." Who walking around? Hey. Who walking around to this day, you know what I'm saying, like with the yoke of iron, like actually physically, really, almost, like, you know what I'm saying, our people are snared in the penitentiary, okay? It's our people that's locked up, just in the cells. It says for our people are snared in holes, right? Let's see. Okay, Isaiah chapter 42, verse 22. "But this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes." Okay, "and they are hid in prison houses." Let's talk about Jake, right? "They are for a prey, and none delivereth; for a spoil, and none saith restore." So that's us, man. We are definitely under them curses. And it's our people that match the curses. The true Hebrew Israelites today, it's not, the 1948ers. Okay? I'm going to have to go back to Deuteronomy because I had one more I wanted to get in there. Okay? Let's go back to the article. Okay, let's get back to Deuteronomy 28. We can get 68. Okay, it says, "And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again." And Egypt is coincides with where we're at now in Babylon, America. It says, "With ships by the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies." And our enemies, first and foremost, is the other nations, but at the beginning of that is E. Okay, "For bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you." Okay, so we're over here and we're in captivity right now. And it's talking about how the southern and the northern kingdom are not angry no more, at the state that we're in or whatever, and a lot of, like I said, like going back to the point I made before about Deuteronomy 17:15, a lot of you voted, okay? You trusting in Babylon. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 30. Verse, we can start at 1. It says, "Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin." Which means you trusting in E in his ways, okay, instead of calling on your one and true power, which is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, okay. Verse 2 says, "That walk to go down into Egypt, and have not asked at my mouth, and strengthened to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh," okay, "and to trust in the shadow of Egypt." Okay, and that's what you pretty much did when you went and voted, man. Your hope is in this place, and this place is through. The air is unclean, the water is unclean, the animals is unclean. You understand? The animals is mourning, man. We got animals that's going into extinction, like, consistently, okay? And we're in a terrible state right now. I had another one I want to get. Bear with me right quick, Akim. Let's go to Hosea. All right. Hosea chapter 4, verse 3. It says, "Therefore shall the land mourn, and everyone that dwelleth therein shall languish. With the beasts of the field," which is the animals, right? "And with the fowls of heaven," the birds and things of that nature, right? "Yeah, the fishes of the sea also shall be taken away." And don't you see a mass death going on around here? With the aquatic creatures, they're always beaching themselves. Whales is beaching themselves. Fish are like floating at the top of the water everywhere. This place is through. For you to be in 2020 depending on Babylon, man, look, you through. Which not everybody's gonna be meant to come into the truth, and it's understandable. But man, just like I said, man, it's a blessing to be in the truth. So give praise to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah for that, because you could wake up E. You could wake up as E. You know what I'm saying? With no blessings. Okay, the Lord could hate you. The Lord said He hated E, right? I'm gonna have to get it now because He did say that. Let's go to Romans. Okay, we can start at Romans chapter 9. We start at 11. It says, "For the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of God according to the election might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth." Verse 12, it says, "It was said unto her, the elder," and it's talking about Rebecca as the her, right? It says, "The elder shall serve the younger." And the elder was Eve, right? And the younger is Jake. And it says in verse 13, "As it is written, Jacob have I loved," right? "But E have I hated." Okay, so like I said, give praise to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, because you could wake up as E, you know what I'm saying? So, every Israelite in the truth should be giving thanks to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah for just being an Israelite. You should be thankful for your father, because it's by your father that you are Israelite. Okay? And you can figure out the lineage through the father, just like it's listed in Matthew chapter 1, which is the family line of Yahweh Shah. Okay? But anyway, going back to the lesson, man, our people, man, we're not gonna be happy over here in Babylon, bro. We're in captivity, and I'm hoping that I've reached some ears today with this lesson, and that this edified you. Until next time, I want to say shalom.